it's Monday 24th. I know that because yesterday was the 23rd. I know that sounds odd, but I had to think about yesterday in order to get to today's number. Anyone there? Knock, 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 knock. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who's there? Anyone at all for the 8 a.m. get to go? And just getting in the calendar reminder again. Are you still ticking yourselves off? Well done, congratulations. I thank you, all those of you who are still ticking yourself off and keeping your additional moving minutes going. Morning, Miss P. Chris is in. Others are arriving. Maybe you're just lurking. I know many of you just potter around during this preamble because you just want to get going. There's not a lot to say. That's okay. Happy with that. More than happy that. The most important thing is at 8 o'clock or at a later time if you're catching up, the movement snack is deployed into your moving parts and supporting parts. Sister T, you're in. Morning. We've just had an enormous downpour of rain. We were three of us, myself, Mum and Dad, were looking at the sky, and Dad was saying, is it safe to take the dog out? As they walked out to the car, there was an absolute downpour, and they got just as wet just trying to get the dog in the car. They both came back. Now Ian, I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. I've lost the bonsai battle. Rest in peace, bonsai friends. I lost the bonsai battle, and it's Mum's getting a bit fed up with those empty containers sitting in the conservatory doing nothing. I lost the bonsai battle. I'm sorry. I've like a drawing pin in a balloon factory. I've let you down, Ian. I know, Gloria. You're just up the road from me, so you probably just had that downpour. I just had. Bristol's in. Francis, good to have you. Good to see you. I still do see you occasionally lurking around on the likes and comments, Francis. So great to see you here. Thank you. How's it going in Bristol? I'm assuming you're back to all structured exercise sessions. Margaret's in. What you do with all the sun, Chesterfield? Give us some down here. Push a bit down here, Margaret, would you? What was I saying? Got about 2 minutes. Anything else to say? Morning, Maddie. Are you wet in Dagenham? Now it's stopped raining here in Havant, but no doubt it will be back. The G's and the J's of the PTPs are on their way in. You know what I'm talking about. Morning, Bolton. Bolton team is in. Every snack ticked off. Excellent. Get another one under your belt. Another one bites the dust. Kick in that base. It's all about the base. It's all about the base of support. See what I did there? I mentioned this over the weekend, I think. We think it's time to get more reach on this. We're going to condense it down and edit it to a 6-month version because we're hurtling towards June. And we're going to put out that 6-month edit as a free PDF to keep the movement momentum going. Morning, Super G. Cloudy lawn. Yeah, to be fair, the garden's loving all this rain, as is the magic lawn. The lawn is looking good as well. Morning, Sheila Day. Hopefully both of you in. Is the Beach Sister coming in as well? Collective are back. I think we're close. Just to say, so you got me mainly on 8 a.m s, a couple of switches. I think I'm switching with Dave tomorrow with his 4 p.m. So there'll be a rogue sway from me tomorrow. And there's something else happening. This weekend, some weekend changes, I think, as well. So, one of us will be here. That's all that really matters. Morning, Sandra. Morning, Maya. Are we ready? I think it's 3, 2, 1. Clears throat. Slugs loving it too. Yeah, shout out to the slugs. Collective are in the house. Thanks, Carol. Jane is in as well. Jane from Edinburgh. In you come. Come on. Keep coming. Morning, Bex. Rain stopped at Mo. Don't know how long that will last. Gillian, Mrs. Hillier, not very long. Let's be clear. Morning, Pat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I think I've already done that. It's a double. It's a 3, 2, 1 trio. I'll say it again. 3, 2, 1. Bex Townley from Later Life Training. 8 a.m. morning snack. Okay, nuts and bolts of it are Sit or stand options, have a look, make the right decision for you. Remember, you can see me, I can't see you, so I'll give you a spattering of options. Have a look and decide which one is for you. Take as much or as little from this movement snack as you would like. Any additional movement minutes go into the benefits bag. You might just decide to do the Cirque Boost. You might just decide to watch and listen and adopt an active stand or an active sitting posture. Just take little bits. We're all on a different journey. Some of you may have just joined us. Some of you are well seasoned. Have a look. Clear, safe area. No clutter on floors. I'm in socks today to give feet an extra airing. Make the right decision for you for your footwear, of course. That's that. Clear throat. I'm going to take the seated prompts first today, I think. So. If you're in stand, feel steady and stable before you start. Use that external support. I'll give you the standing prompts in a moment. Here are the seated ones. Active sit position or into active stand, if that is where you are. You might also decide to take a hip walk forward in the chair. That's for you to decide. But if you're coming up on your feet at any point today, that hip walk forwards to centre of chair will aid that sit to stand. Lift and lengthen, shoulders are down, more active in the middle. Let's get going, On. Single arm first from shoulder. Keep this relaxed bend at the elbow, folks. Keep the relaxed bend. Try on one side, try on the other, and perhaps just think about maintaining this active centre position, but not active and rigid. So it's actively moving. So you are going to get a little bit of turn, a little bit of rotate with the shoulders. That's okay, and you should be able to breathe normally. Breathe normally, usually for you, and these kind of steady rhythmical movements will have the effect of lightly lifting the heart rate. All right, keep going on those upper limbs, on those arms if you prefer. Here are the lower limb options. Feet are under the knees, that's to say not too far forward and not too far back, and just get the ankles, feet and toes going. So when we march in a seated position, ideally we're looking to involve as much movement from the ankles and the feet and the toes. So this is where you get this drive up, this push up from the ankles. So we're pushing the knees up rather than lifting the knees up, and then bringing it together, adding in those multiple moving parts if that is right for you. You might want to keep it as separate. Here's some other options on the upper body here. Those are your seated prompts. If you feel the need to take a pit stop, do so. Have that deactivate and then go again. So continue in sit if that's your option. Hopefully the stand uppers have already got going. Hip width at the feet. There's the steady stand march. And use this external support, this fixed and firm, not going anywhere, as much or as little as is right for you. So I'm just demonstrating here that it could be to the side, and it might just be that fingertip touch is just enough to give you the confidence to move more freely. It just gives extra information back to the brain that you've got an extra balance point. That is what that might be doing. If you have it in front of you, of course, then you are more freely able to transfer between those left and rights. If you know that fingertip touch isn't required for you, you might be in this type of position, or you might want to focus on the upper and then focus on the lower. It really is a combination of these relatively non-complex movements that give us this light lift in the heart rate. So take a pause, ask yourself, how does that feel? You should feel comfortable. For sure, hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer, but comfortably so. And the need to do that, get in more oxygen. It goes without saying, that is going to be a benefit all on its own. Plus you get this extra lift, you get all of the respiratory muscles more involved in breathing as well. All right, that's the circulation boost. If you've been inactive for a little bit too long, crowbar that into your day. Ready for the top trio. Stand or sit, you choose. Don't want to challenge balance here. You might want to take the feet a bit wider. start to explore a raise and a lower. Now, as you can see here, if you know this external support is important to you, you might want to change it at this point to something a little bit higher, or you might just want to rest up hips on a fixed point there so that the arms can be more freely moving. So here's the raises, and as soon as you feel comfortable to, progress that to that backward circular movement. And we're looking to feel the shoulder blades moving more here. So it's not just about shoulders up and down. Be really mindful of lifting, drawing back and coming back to that centre point, all whilst maintaining that light sustained activity through the postures so that we're not doing this in a slump. How's that feel? So it's just 4 or 5 quality movements, comfortable for you. If you want to do 6, no one's counting. What we're not after is loads and loads and loads. It's quality and range of motion. Second movement in the top trio is the neck. And that is why we generally move the shoulders first, because that's the kind of base of our neck. The head movement, put your hands on some support or have a sit down. It has potential to challenge your balance. There's the turn and there's the return. Goes without saying here, fluid, comfortable for you. Pause in the middle as well. Pause in the middle. Take this check-in in the centre point here. Still to check in with what's happening underneath that moving part and really feel that range of motion. This is really what the movement snacks are about. We're not busy moving to undertake a task. We're busy thinking about the movements that undertake tasks. So there's a significant shift in mindset. It's all about the quality of the movement. Of course, it's the quality of movement that's going to make your lives easier, moving more freely, moving with confidence, moving more comfortably there. How does that feel? Just have an extra check-in that you haven't dipped or lifted. So chin stays level, just so you can really be more specific about that left and right gaze. I say gaze, we need to turn our heads to see where we're going, look over our shoulder, look behind us. Driving is a big one for that, and also just mobilising around our own homes. Third movement of the top end, they all come together in life, but here we're going to focus on one at a time. It's the tuck in, chin, win, win. All variations of those words, and again you can see there is no other movement. It's a backward ease press. Imagine you're easing your head back into a pillow or a soft surface, and hopefully you can see and feel that this works as part of achieving an upright posture with the head on top. If the head is pitched forward, that will impact on breathing, vision and balance. And there's going to be lots of reasons why your head may be in that slightly forward pitched position, and it may be that it's not something you feel you can do anything about, so just for whatever reason, but can you? The thing is to ask, well, can I get a little bit more ease back on there? And the answer will be different to all of you. It's an option. Have a feel, have a think. Is that one for you? All right, that's the 3 movements of head and shoulders. We're going to put in now another circ boost. Pick up where you left off last time. It ticks over. That's all this circ boost does. I've said many times before, there's now exciting about a bit of circ boosting. There's no frills. We're just getting the job done. Both together. Keep it as separate. So that's the standing options. On this second round of circ boost, maybe think a little bit more about bigger ranges of motion. On this march here, keep that arm bent so you can get even more of a range on that backward press, even more ankles and feet. I didn't know whether to say foot or feet there, come out as feet. Low, keep it steady. You might want to bring in this rowing action as we're about to prepare for the trunk trio. Oh, come on, it's like 30 seconds or a minute crowbarred into your day. How can you go wrong with that? Why wouldn't you? If you've been inactive for a little bit too long, give your body a boost. Do your moving parts a favour, and they will pay you back with more effective and efficient movement. Here we go for trunk. Ready? I'll give the seated options first. Anchor the buttocks. You might want to crowbar in a few extra buttock squeezes there. We're going to take a side bend, so lift and lengthen. Take a small bend and return. Go for the successful range of movements. Certainly first out, something that you know is comfortable and achievable. That could be with or without arms, depending on your preference. We generally say take away the arms so that you absolutely know it's definitely the trunk that's moving. Pause in the middle, you might want to take a pit stop and a grow and then a bend, or then you might want to start to bring in that reaching element. So just taking the fingertips down to the side, pause in the middle. That's your seated options. Make sure you don't get buttock drift here. Anchor them, throw those buttocks out like anchors, so as you bend, you're maintaining stability in the chair. And in stand, instead of throw downing our buttock anchors, we push out our supported kind of leg positions and knee bends, bending towards that support first and pause. Now be mindful, if you're going to bend the other way, that potentially is going to take you away from that support. So you may prefer to have it in front of you if you know that this external support is literally going to support you. You might be comfortable without. Really utilising and using this wider base of support to give confidence and a better position to bend. So we're bending away from our kind of centre of mass here, so a wider base of support will do the job. It's like a crane. Cranes aren't skinny at the bottom and wide at the top, are they? They're wide at the bottom. And they have big levers at the top, so they need these big, heavy, wide bases, and that really is what your legs do there for that side bend. Step out, maybe a few little foot pedals. Deactivate that active posture frequently and regularly so that when you go back into it, you've re-established. Just the transitions in and out of these postures are also beneficial. Here's the turn then. So in stand, keep the wide base. Best to have support in front of you for this one. There's the turn. Can you see on the turn? My hips aren't invited, so we're looking to keep the hips forward facing, arms are relaxed, and we're turning. Now that is likely to feel quite effortful in standing. To keep these hips fixed, keep a bit of tension in the thighs. It's just here, and you're really going to start to feel this in front and behind. And as soon as you free up those hips, of course, you start to lose the very thing we're looking to improve. If you're not feeling that one, just suggest you have a sit down, anchor, put down your buttock anchors, and then rehearse it in seated. And this kind of gives you a better feeling, a better sensation of what's actually happening, because you've got your backside on the chair. So it's literally taken away the lower limbs and you can focus on that turn. Pause in the middle. So if you feel the need to take pit stops, take them. Improvement comes from rest and activity, kind of in and out of rest and activity, going again, frequent movements, allowing muscles to recover, going again, deactivate, go again, and move there. So that's our side bends and our trunk turns. They're in your daily life already. If you've got out of bed, if you've got dressed, if you've walked, your trunk has required these movements to do those activities. Third trunk movement is the back extension. I'm just going to take a step round in seated to show you this one. Have a think about how you are sat in this moment. Are you sat like this? Or are you sat like this, or any other variations of? So it's extended and active posture, and then we're just going to add an extra squeeze at the top end. If you put your hands to the side of the hip or somewhere around towards the back pocket, that might give you further guidance. Keep the gaze forwards on this, folks. So keep forward facing. In standing, it looks like it's like your logo is lifting. but really supported and anchored down the bottom end there. So any movement that kind of requires your hands to go above shoulder or head height or higher, can you feel that it needs that movement as well? So it's not just about shoulders and arms. The whole of the trunk can support that. And of course, if we've been in flexed, bendy forward positions over workstations and work surfaces, it's fairly instinctive, isn't it, that we want to come up into that extended position. So we're kind of getting there, the muscles in the back that help hold us upright here, keeping the stamina in those areas for upward postures, helping with balance and movement. Third round of Cirque Boost. So for Cirque Boost, bring those feet back to hip width. That's significant. So in those trunk movements in stand, you probably had your feet wider, as I suggested. Cirque Boost needs them now parallel. This makes it easier to pick one foot up off the floor for that weight shift. Crowbar a bit more Cirque Boost. You might want to pay a bit more attention to some toe hinges. So leave the toes behind, really start to get those toes going as well. Same in sit, might be upper body only for you. It might be with the legs, toe hinges as well. So not just about ankles, feet. Also, you might want to take your feet forwards and take some toe lifts. So keep your feet flat, but go for the toe lifts only, so you're working the toe hinges both ways. And now let's move into ankles. So here's the seated options for ankles. If lower limb are not on your radar, go back round the other trios. Keep crowbarring in some Cirque Boost, or perhaps recall the 4 p.m. sway from yesterday with cows. Now is also a good time to crowbar in those movements if you prefer. But if you're on your feet today, pick one of these to get optimum movement in the ankles. It's a low lift, have a glance down. Can you get the toe where the heel is? There. So you're lifting up to make room for that pointed position. Same on the other foot, of course, go for both sides. If that's not comfortable for your hips, have a hip walk back, and you might want to try this one, a low lift of the leg. And there's the point and flex. And this really gives you opportunity as well to get more movement through the toes, through your toe knuckles. Let's not neglect the feet. If you're on your feet in your day, you're gonna need them. You need them to move. So we're looking to try to articulate and separate each movement as best we can. Be specific with this ankle movement. It's not a wiggle or a waft. The more specific we can be with movement, the more specific they can help us with tasks. And finally, you might want to bring that into your foot placement rehearsals in sit. It's an effective way of rehearsing footfall, bringing in that trunk movement also that contributes to standing activity. Standing prompts if you would like them, here they are. Outside leg is the moving leg. Inside leg is the supporting part, and there is the ankle movement. I'll turn sideways so you can see that a bit better. Here. We generally say for the outside leg to move so that you can step out of that at any time. So you literally have more space to adjust and respond to any feelings of feeling wobbly. Not wanting to be wobbly during this one, so use that support. Changing supports to do the other leg. You might want to step out of it every now and then. So if it's not comfortable to stay on one leg for that long, just take them one at a time, set it up again, be successful, and then step out. Other options then, bringing that all together with perhaps just rehearse a longer, more deliberate stride than you ordinarily would, with the comfort of external support, with being really specific about heel plant in the front end, heel lift at the back end, finishing off with some shirt offs, single arm options. Maybe this is just your precursor to getting dressed and having a shower. Get everything moving first. Give it a chance to move before you ask it to do something for you. We can't go from 0 to 60. Give your body a chance. Give your body a chance, folks. A little bit of movement, gradual, progressive, over time. Keep it frequent, keep it regular. That's it. That's me done. First one of the day done. I was doing the maths yesterday. Roughly about 20 minutes on these movement snacks now. That's 1 hour every single day of additional movement minutes. That's 7 hours per week of mindful movement. That's got to be an investment worth having. Who have you got? You got someone else at noon, Kels at noon, Dave at 4. I will see you at 4 o'clock tomorrow because Dave and I are switching. That's it. You know what I'm going to say? Another one bites the dust. See you tomorrow, folks.